We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our friends at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use the box at sign up for 10 points. And here we go.
Boys, what's up? Good evening.
Guys.
Thank you, everybody. Once I left you on this phone call for joining us. Back with another episode of Outside the Box. Got some new faces, new places. I'm not in my little cave. We got a guest host on tonight. Majority of the people around our area probably should. If they don't, they will know you. Christian Morley. Christian, what's up, man? Thank you for coming on,
guys. Thanks for having me.
As always, Mead's with us. No Quigley tonight.
What's up, boys?
When Quigley says he can't do a show, there's not a million questions as to why. What he's doing? Does he got a dick?
Yeah, just let it go.
God forbid, I can't do a show. 45 questions on what I'm doing, where I'm at. There he is. Tony's already in the comments.
There he is. What's up, TQ?
Wanted to make sure you heard me quick. Yeah, I mean, Chris Fallon, I think he hit the head right on the nail right on the head. I mean, we're an NBA show. I mean, we got a layup, pun intended, on our show tonight. Obviously, the biggest news in the NBA up to date this year. James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets. Trade that just absolutely rocked the NBA world around 3:30, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I mean, it was last night, I think, finally. I mean, Harden has been said that he kind of wants out. But I mean, last night, was it last night that he completely just was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, in the interview after the game last night.
If you guys can't see it, it's crazy. I just can't be here. So, I mean, he finally publicly criticizes the entire situation.
Right.
Now today, just gone. It was a trade. It had how many people were going to which way and where. For the guys that are listening, we got a quick rundown of just kind of the extent of the whole trade. As you guys see, I mean, the Rockets. This kind of came in on the second update. The Rockets are going to get Victor Oladipo, Exum, Kukaris, or how the hell do you say this guy's name?
Cougars.
Yeah. 3 first-round picks, which are completely irrelevant, 22, 24, 26.
Right, yeah.
Milwaukee, irrelevant, 22nd, or 22. It's just the picks, I don't think, mean absolutely anything. And then, obviously, Jared Allen and Prince are to the Cavs. Pacers came in late with a very interesting one because I think my favorite player in this draft, or in this whole thing, is Karis LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now Oladipo goes to the Rockets. Rockets made out like bandits.
They got played.
You think the Rockets got played?
I mean,
you don't like the trade. You were already saying before the show, you wanted Harden to stay there. What do you think was the whole thing?
At first, when it all broke, I thought Boston was going to be the sleeper to deal Jaylen Brown for him and Kemba. That's what I thought was going to really go down. But I mean, when I heard, the Sixers should have pulled the trigger, honestly. But at the end of the day, I think Morey sat there and was like, "Does Harden make Embiid better?" And Harden's track record with stars is never good. It's always ended in separation, like going back to OKC trading him. So if they thought it was going to hurt Embiid, then hey, they didn't feel like making the move. Can't really blame them.
Right. So I mean, you're going right into as a Sixers standpoint, didn't make sense or would make sense for the Sixers. And you said Boston, and you said Jaylen Brown and Kemba Walker. I mean, if these deals are on the table, you would have to think.
Right. Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. They weren't. I guess no one valued James Harden the way that the Rockets did. Honestly, like I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean,
you think the Rockets won that deal? Like, you think they're gonna build? They're good.
Meads?
Yeah, Paul. I mean, this is a huge blockbuster deal, and I mean, it all stems back from now Boogie Cousins is coming out saying that just players in the locker room were unhappy with him, the things he was doing in the locker room, they weren't feeling it. So this was all coming together, boiling over. He was doing his darndest to get out of there last night. He storms out after making those comments. And you knew it was coming. This afternoon it broke that, the Sixers were involved, the Nets were involved, and you really thought the Sixers were close, man. And, and looking back right now, examining this trade, it's like I'm really glad the Sixers did not get involved in this, or they did not accept the Sixers trade, because I really think that the Nets got bent over here, because, I mean, they gave up all the depth on their bench. They gave up good players. They gave up
Right.
the future picks. I mean, this is all or nothing for the Nets right now because, I mean, the uncertainty with Kyrie, and then Durant's really only got 2 more years left on that deal. So they got to go for it. Free agency creeps up on them. So the Nets really are just going all in right now. And I really think that they gave up a lot. They lost LeVert. And don't forget, Dinwiddie got hurt. So they gave up all that bench to get these 3 guys. Now they got 2 guys and possibly 3. Like I said, we don't know what's up with Kyrie. The guy's a head
Right.
case. So right now, I really think the Sixers avoiding not getting Harden is a good thing. That's a win for them. I think the Rockets got a real good deal here. They're set up for the future. They got a new GM, and this gives him play to set things up. I mean, what's their lineup now? It's going to be Oladipo.
It's going to be a bottom
I'm
5
drawing a
lineup in
blank.
the West.
Woods, Tucker, and I'm
I mean, Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon's probably he's still coming off the bench now.
Yeah, and then you got John Wall, and then you got now all these
Right.
pieces you could play with as for Houston. So I think they got a lot in return here. They got what they wanted, and I really think the Sixers not getting involved is good.
Yeah, I mean,
with Houston.
I'm really curious what was in that Sixers trade. Like, first I heard you say it was Thibault and Simmons, but I mean,
if I was the Sixers, I would have put the picks and the swaps on the table. All of them. 4 of them.
Yeah, but for the Rockets,
4 pick swaps.
Right, but that's my thing with the picks are. I mean,
right.
What are the picks? I'll bring it back up again. I mean, you're looking at 20, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no value in those picks.
Right, like you're not getting any type of value in any of these teams.
Paul, the best you could do is trade all those picks you just got for a top 5 pick.
Well, I mean, that's obviously what they're going to do.
You're going to try to package as much as you can.
Yeah,
but
I mean, this just gives them playing room. And,
right.
And so I really think
you're throwing away the future. The Lakers, a team like the Lakers, they're not looking for first round picks to make or break their team.
Yeah.
So I mean, the teams that are established and they're up there, they don't care about a 26th round or 26th overall pick.
Right. And listen, pick swaps, I guess. Like if they could use the pick swaps forever, I guess then that's great. But other than that, if I'm Houston, I would have looked at Philly and been like, Maxey, Harris, 3 first-round picks, and the pick swaps. And I would have said, if you're willing to do it, I'll let you keep Simmons and give you Harden. Because I just don't get who else was buying, like who was coming in to buy. Like if you put the young stars in the league, like guys like Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell, like if they called out places there and said, hey, we're willing to do a deal with Harden, like would they have done it? Like apparently not, right?
Listen, I said it from day one. I said if the Sixers could somehow magically keep Embiid and Simmons and bring Harden in.
Yeah, you get the best.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, this would be bad if the Sixers were in last place. They're a first place team right now. I mean, Simmons had a shit game. They scored they're still scoring points. They scored 137 points. I mean, if we're not in desperate times right now for the Sixers to just throw away these Maxey and Thibault. I mean, Maxey's a good player, man.
Right. I agree.
I mean, we could possibly do something else. I mean, we could get another player from
but he's
someone
not James
else.
Harden, and he goes to your division.
Yeah.
Listen,
Right up
James Harden didn't win anything. He's not won anything.
I agree.
So, I mean, it's like,
but
I mean,
like you got to deal with them.
He looks like me right now.
This
doesn't
guarantee them. This doesn't guarantee them anything. They lost
No,
2 months him hitting the gym. He's back. Like
as I said, he needs to get
going to the gym hard.
Brooklyn Fitness Center.
Yeah.
KD
will get him in there. KD looks good.
Yeah, KD, he's been about 135 pounds his entire career.
33, 13.
So I mean that
best player in the league.
Obviously,
I mean
that's going to jump them to the top dogs in the East. I know we were kind of rummaging through it as we were trying to get started. They have to be the favorites now in the East to get to the finals, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is just the overall finals odds. LeBron, AD are still number one. Nets move into that second spot. I mean, where do you guys see them skating through the East? I mean, one, they don't even know where the fuck Kyrie Irving's at.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't guaranteed to work. I mean, it really isn't.
Right.
I mean, listen, I'm not taking the Sixers out of it, man. They're a good defensive team, and they could still make a move. They could bring someone in. Daryl Morey's not going to stay put. I don't think he will. So I mean, something could happen. But
Bradley Beal would be the guy. Like if you can somehow sneak his name around during the trade deadline, if he requests the trade, if it's not working out, I mean, if they're really bad, like they're really bad. But
who's that?
We'll see. Washington
with Bradley Beal. Well, listen, like what concerns me now is how Simmons going to take this. Is he going to like mope and
he's got to
take it personal, or is he going to step his game up?
Yeah,
like, I'm really concerned of Simmons' mentality right now after all these rumors came around today. So I'm interested to see how he's going to react because last night's game was flat out embarrassing. I mean, I know our boy Sean Strickland, he's always going at it, but I mean, you can't argue with Sean after performances that he's having. I mean, it's just not. I mean, are we ever? I mean, I don't know. It's hard.
I mean, he should take it as a thing of confidence. It's like I got to prove myself now.
I agree.
Didn't trade me for James Harden, who's been in the MVP consideration for 5 years.
Do you think he has that mentality?
No, honestly, he hasn't shown it since he's been here. Like it's just simple. Like I was talking to my brother about it earlier. Like where's his game gone? Like why doesn't he have a dominant post game at least? He doesn't even have a post game, Like that's where it's sad. Like
he needs to get the LeBron James back down little.
But he used to play his first year. He used to make moves in the post. Like he used to right hand jump hook. Like he used to get to spots in the post, and he doesn't even try anymore. Just kicks it out, and that's that.
Yeah, it's his game is not changed. And Joel Embiid is going beyond expectations. He's playing so well right now. He's in shape. He's leading this team. And Ben Simmons is just just loafing around. It seems like.
I mean, he plays hard on defense, but I mean, he could still be better defensively. Honestly, in my eyes.
Yeah, but Christian, you could go find guys. You could go find gritty guys.
There's no one 6'10" running that fast.
You can't find guys
defensive IQ.
Yeah,
you're not finding another Ben. But real quick before we completely switch gears into the Sixers, which it's so easy to do when you got three guys all on the same fan base. Sergio brings up a good question back with the Harden and the Rockets. How many times do you guys think that all three of them are going to play in the same game?
I mean, they're going to have to play in the playoffs together, so I'm guessing a good amount.
But the regular season leading up to that,
I don't know where. No one knows where Kyrie is. So
you have no clue what's going on in that artist's head, or when he's even planning on coming back.
They said definitely not this week. They're saying he's not coming back this week.
They said the NBA suspend him for a little while.
Well,
Might
yeah,
be
he's
a month
got
before you see him.
a quote unquote birthday party. I mean, listen, I've been to a lot of birthday parties. I've been to a lot of clubs, and the background in that scenery doesn't look like any birthday party that I've been to.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Looks like some clubs you've been to.
he's just pushing the NBA's buttons. That's what he likes to do. You know, he likes to be that guy that says like crazy off the wall shit. And it's just like it's getting old, man. You're a good basketball player, like, but you're like the shittiest teammate. Think about all
Right.
the like teams he's been on, and they all just like he's just
Every
a
star
shitty
is
teammate.
just they've just separated every time. Like
Yeah,
it's never
I
ended
mean,
good.
it's like, at what point are you just gonna play ball and shut up, man? I'm over his shit.
But was the risk with him too? Like, what if he's out? Like, I mean, I don't think he's going to be out in the playoffs. Like, I think he was just doing it to get out of Houston. But like, I mean, I don't know. I guess teams had to consider it. Like, if he's doing this stuff and like he gets COVID during the playoffs, like what happens? Like, we just don't have him for 2 weeks in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, the playoffs, they're gonna go into a bubble once they get into the
yeah,
playoffs.
true.
You know
That's
that.
true. Well, they're advertising Sixers home playoff tickets on the commercials right now, as if they're having fans this season for the playoffs. So
yeah, they're also pushing season tickets are now available.
yeah, like we're going back.
Sean, Kyrie and Durant okayed the Nash hiring, so I don't, unless
Yes,
Kyrie
that was brought up.
Yeah,
just stops all of a sudden don't like him.
Do you think that Kyrie had to okay that too?
Nah, I think that could be what he's pissed off about. And
That could be
crying
Kevin
about.
Durant saying,
You think
"Yeah,
that's strictly Kevin Durant saying Steve Nash is our guy?
I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't.
Oh, you saying okay in Nash or okay in the Harden trade?
No.
I think Kevin Durant can say whatever Kevin Durant says in that team should fucking happen."
Well, I'm
I
responding
don't
to
think
Sean's.
they care what
I'm
Kyrie thought
responding to
about
Sean's
Right.
comment.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying about Nash.
Yeah.
But you were saying that they okayed it. I don't know
Yeah.
if they okayed it.
Nah.
I think fucking
Kyrie
Durant
definitely wasn't
okayed
the
it.
first with this Harden stuff.
Right. If Durant
Durant was like, get him.
I mean, and it's funny because I was looking through these pictures and I'm like, damn, like Durant feels like he's getting left out. And Kyrie, you can barely see him, but we brought up the picture earlier.
Oh, the B unit.
The B unit. I mean, Harden is at the top of all of these. Like, I mean, I get
he just got traded there. That's the hype.
I get he's the new guy.
Durant's going to carry them. If they win the championship, it's going to be Durant with the final.
If that's marketing, I'm like, listen, just keep Durant as the face of our thing. Like, don't throw Durant off in the back. Like that's your guy. All right, we got Sean. I mean, Sean, I'm surprised he is. I think since Kyrie left Cleveland, he wanted to be the man, and nowhere made him be the man.
I thought in Boston. He was going to be the man. He was the man.
He left Cleveland because he didn't want to be LeBron's sidekick.
Everybody's got a sidekick now to win, though, dude. Like literally everybody. That's my thing. Like,
right.
He can't win by himself.
So what's he want to do? Like him and then four guys, and he dribbles around all game. And
I think in his sick mind, he thought Kevin Durant was going to be like coming back slow and not be dominating, and he was going to be the guy, and KD was going to make shots next to him. And KD, they're just like, nah, KD's bad.
What do you mean? I mean, they were playing well together. They were both dropping 25 points a game.
Listen, he's definitely mad about the Harden stuff, I think. You got to throw that in there, but
you think Kyrie doesn't like the Harden coming there?
I think Kyrie's going to be the odd man off the ball now.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting the way the game plays out. I mean, it's
Steve Nash.
Unless Harden goes there and says, "Hey,
three guys that dominate the ball."
Outside.
Yeah, I mean it's just I don't see Kyrie blew it in Boston. Last year he was. I mean, I get it was like a COVID year, but he did absolutely nothing last year to act like he was the man of the team.
No, exactly.
Spencer Dinwiddie and LeVert were the fucking carried that team for whatever the hell they were last year. I don't know why Sean is so high on Kyrie coming to Philly. He's a problem. Since he's left LeBron James, he hasn't had one nice year in the NBA. He's been a problem everywhere he's went.
But that's the kind of
Maybe
player
first-
that's the kind of player they need on the
First year in
team.
Boston, maybe. I don't know. But that's it.
That's the kind of player the Sixers need.
Yeah, they need a Kyrie, a guy with a handle that could just score at will, along with Embiid. I mean, that's what Sean wants.
Harden's
That's what
a
Sean
better
wants.
version of Kyrie. Like, I don't want to say better, but
Ben
Yeah,
Simmons-
Harden's not the ball. I mean, he dominates the ball. He wants to be the ball. Or
I mean,
wants to have
Kyrie's
the
the
ball.
top ball handler in the league. Harden's top 5. Harden's, I mean, just as good as a 3-point shooter, if not better.
Jacob Gladden gets it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a
Got
Tyrese
it,
guy.
Tell me, the Sixers were so
moving along a
lucky.
little bit. Moving along a little bit.
lucky.
From that. I mean, the Sixers game last night. Overtime win. Still, how they were up fucking 13, 14 points with 4 minutes left in the game. Somehow decided that they wanted to make it close. End up with Embiid having hit a game-winning or game-tying shot to send it to overtime. He looked absolutely exhausted after the game. You watched
He looked good, I thought.
He played a lot.
You're wearing royal blue. His shit was like navy blue. Like he was dead.
But
I mean, he went out there.
think about that. I mean, he's never done that. I mean, he's in shape. He's playing in shape.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
You saw it from game 1. He just looked lighter on his feet, like running down
Yeah.
the court. Like he sprints the court with Simmons. He's sprinting back on defense. Like he's got to play here and there where he looks at the ref and gets back a little late. But for the most part, I haven't seen him run the floor the way he has any of his years in the league since this year.
if I'm him, I'm pissed off because Simmons don't work as hard as him. And, that kind of probably rubs him the wrong way, man. I'd be pissed off, man. Come on.
I mean, Simmons works hard on
work.
D. I mean, he's chasing around the best perimeter player every game. I mean, I'm not going to take it
man,
that far,
I mean,
but
let's not act like Simmons
Put in the
didn't.
work to help
Simmons
your game.
offensively doesn't carry the weight. He doesn't carry his own.
He doesn't. He's got.
But defensively, he does his job. I mean, what's he averaging, Paul, rebounds per year this year? It's got to be 10.
No, Simmons, I think this year is it's not that crazy. He's 13 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds.
No, I think his rebounds are up a little bit more than that. I
Nah.
think it's over 10.
I'll check it.
Whatever it is, his game's not progressing at all. I mean,
Nah,
it's the
I
same
got
game
it.
we've
Yesterday,
seen.
'cause Sean Strickland was talking shit again, and he's like, "You could throw any schmuck in there and put up these numbers." I went and looked it up. So I wanted to call him out, and I'm like, "Oh, he's actually not playing that great."
No, I mean,
No,
if
he
you
really
put,
isn't. Like,
you could start Shake Milton and get those numbers.
Shake Milton's a good player. Like him
He's
and
a
Maxey,
healthy player.
I hope they grow off the bench and can be a good backcourt off the bench for us because this year at least.
Simmons,
If you
yeah, he's got 32 minutes a game, 12.6 points, 7.5 assists, 8.5 rebounds.
Really? Yeah. So, I mean, listen, the points I don't know. It's just kind of
I
embarrassing.
mean, that 12 needs to set
he
up
doesn't
around
even look
18.
comfortable. Everybody knows he's passing. So even in the open court now, there was a play last night. I don't know if you saw it, but he's in the open court and he's full sprint down past everyone on the court. And he does a half-ass Euro step late and just runs the guy over.
yeah,
When did we get there? With this, everybody knows he's passing or they know what he's doing. He's become so predictable in his game, and it's caught up to him now. It's really we're back to the point of people hanging in the paint when he's bringing the ball over half court now.
yeah,
That type of stuff. And how do you run an offense like that?
and you get away with it.
That's why people say, how do you not put him in the package and get rid of him for Harden? But hey, there's two sides to that, obviously.
I mean, you get away with it now during the season, but in the playoffs, it always shows up. I mean, they're going to be a second round and out again. I mean, it's just because you can't find that guy that could really take the game over at the end with Joel. I mean, he can't do it all.
Well, let's not say that. We are atop of the
Yeah.
All this and we were in first place.
That's
all this and we were in first place. So
COVID year, part 2. I mean, I am a Simmons guy too. I am a believer in him like having all the potential in the world and be able to develop. But I think it's more like up here. Like, does he get dialed in? Like, you're playing 38 minutes a game in the NBA, and like you have the ball in your hands that much. You're that big, that fast. Like, you should average 18 a game, just like
easy
on accident, like just being around, like running the floor, tip dunks. Like he doesn't offensive rebound anymore. Like he had one last night, but like one at 35 minutes. Like, come on, like
Christian, yeah, man. Dude, I was high on Ben Simmons, like, but he's making it so difficult to be a Ben Simmons fan. Like I'm painfully got to say that Sean Strickland is right, and I don't want to say that.
Right.
So it's just like I have no argument anymore.
Right, yeah.
When
No, you don't.
the guy's
You don't.
putting up, looking like shit and putting up shit. So it's like. I just got to eat my words because I was high on Ben Simmons. I thought his potential is sky high, but he don't put in the work. He don't want to be that guy on offense, and it's very hard to back him.
And again, like, what's the point of shooting threes after the game with Dwight Howard? Like I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, if you're not going to shoot,
like go ice up. Like, you know, everything's cool for the cameras nowadays, but if you really were putting that work in all summer, like it'd be showing in your game right now. And here we are.
What is Dwight Howard teaching you?
Yeah,
or how to shoot a three.
Like we didn't see it out there with JJ Redick when you were with JJ Redick for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Like that would have been a good guy to learn from. But
I know somebody brought up Jacob Gladden brought up Maxey earlier. When like I said, I tuned into the game late before we were on, and they weren't saying it, nothing about it on the game. So I'm trying to figure out why isn't Ben in the game? Mm-hmm. Fourth quarter, like where the fuck is he? I'm looking at stats. I'm like, maybe he didn't play. Actually, I went through the whole fourth quarter. I was like, maybe he didn't play. And I went and looked. I was like, 31 minutes. He got 4 points or whatever the hell he had. Shot the ball twice. And honestly, I was happy. I couldn't figure out. I mean, obviously, Christian's like, I found out, you idiot. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Look at that. But, like, I was like, damn, I thought Doc Rivers was like, all right, well, benched him. But then, like, nobody said it.
I think that's the wake-up call he needs. Like, someone just be like, sit down. Like,
right. That's what I was, like, watching. Like, all right, maybe he benched him. And, I mean, like you said, Maxey was out there. Dude, he was pulling. Shit. Yeah. Three. Shoot it.
Yeah, man. He's aggressive.
Ben Simmons doesn't shoot it 33 times in 3 games combined.
They were not afraid to shoot the young group, which is, I mean.
Got what, 35 threes, that's all?
Who, Maxey so far?
No, not yesterday, the Sixers, right?
Oh, the Sixers as a team. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Danny Green shot 20 himself.
Funny though, we just got a new updated image of the current Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, that's a Mark Henry there.
That is Mark Henry, yeah.
Chocolate and no Kyrie, just to pick their air. Love it.
Yeah. That was a good one.
We got comment sections.
Who's the best challenger for them, Paul? Do you think in the East?
Who's the what? Biggest challenge for the Nets?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate not just saying the Sixers because I do think Sixers.
Can't forget the Bucks. You still can't forget
the Bucks.
Yeah, I was thinking the Bucks too, but I mean, I feel like the Bucks, the Sixers, and the Celtics are all in that same little circle.
Yeah,
like the Celtics. I guess you could put Miami there too, but they haven't really shown it this year. But
right, I mean, you got to look at the Celtics and say, like, when are these guys making that superstar jump? Right. So we've got our shit kicked in about we passed up on Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz. Jason Tatum's a stud, and we deserve that.
He's 27 a game right now.
But like, they need. I don't care what you do during the regular season, but eventually it all comes down to you're gonna have to start showing out in the playoffs. And I mean, they're young and they've pretty much brought up their excuses. So the Celtics need to start.
Right.
Have they even where'd they end up last year? Did they go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Nah, they lost in the next. Yeah, they
Yeah.
Miami. Them Miami Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals.
They went to the Eastern Conference Finals
They've
last
been
year,
there
right?
twice,
They lost to Miami. Come on.
and then they lost to LeBron.
Well, that series came down to the end. The last game,
Yeah.
the Miami Celtics, that came down to the end.
But that was without Kyrie, right? That was without Kyrie and K-Love.
When? Not last year.
No, not last year.
Cleveland in what? 18?
2000.
18, Boston, Cleveland. I was the year Kyrie was hurt.
Was it 18? Is that the year LeBron left?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Years, man.
Years just run together anymore.
What last year was
But it was
20.
only, 3 years ago?
Last year was 2020 season.
But yeah, Boston's been there twice. They've been to the Eastern Conference twice. But again, like why? Like I can't believe they didn't entertain the James Harden and put Harden with Jason Tatum. I can't believe they didn't entertain that because I gotta believe it would have been on the table for what the Rockets took. And
I don't even know if
Brown's my age.
We had it to give up.
24.
I don't think we had that much.
How many teams really wanted James Harden? I mean, who was? It was really all you heard was the Sixers and the Nets. No one else really had interest in him.
Exactly.
Darren Pronto, Bucks are all in on top of Boston. They have got high-playing players to work everything in zone lead coverage. Now, they've had
everybody going to do the same thing to Giannis again, and it's going.
They've had these high-playing players for the past 3 years. They keep winning President's Cups.
Yeah.
And then they're fucking getting swept. What did they? They get swept.
Nah, 4-1.
4-1, right? 4-1 to Miami, who was like, why are you even losing this series? You're almost getting swept by Miami. I don't know. Is that Miami team really that good?
Like, again, I mean, it's going to be the same thing. Giannis going to come in the paint. Everybody's going to have guys in the paint. And it's going to be, can Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and them make a bunch of shots to beat teams? And at that point, like, I don't like not relying on my best player in the playoffs. Like, you can rely on LeBron, AD, KD, Harden. Like, they can make shots, you know. They create for themselves. So that's my thing with them.
Oh yeah, they'll be more than fine. Who's Sean talking here in the? He leaves so often. Who knows? He'll end up in Dallas with Luka in a year.
LeBron. Probably talking about Kyrie.
I think he's talking about LeBron. Dude, he ain't going nowhere. Stop hating. Get off our show. He ain't going nowhere. However, he didn't. Did he sign? Yeah, he signed an extension.
Yeah, LeBron's not going. He's finishing in LA.
Yeah, Bronny will be there in 2023. 2024.
He'll swindle Bronny in there.
Christian's taking us on a walk through. Are you giving us a tour through the?
Are you going out to the basketball court?
The new Shore House.
You gonna take us out to the basketball court? Shoot some hoops?
Yeah.
But what do you think? Like you think? How do you think Indiana would Indiana gets
all these people in the damn house.
Gets LeVert. Indiana gets LeVert. That helps them out. I think they get out on that deal. They get out of Oladipo's big money.
Yeah.
They get LeVert.
Who did Indiana get here? Oh, that's it. They just did straight up Oladipo for LeVert.
Yeah, pretty
second
much.
Rounder.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If they wanted to, like Oladipo, they had some beef.
If I'm Houston, I mean, if you're Houston, would you rather not have?
Yeah, I mean,
LeVert?
I might. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did Houston not
like
land
he's
LeVert in that deal?
So he's not even like maybe just getting into like a prime year.
He's got a good 6-7 years of playing.
To still go right. Oladipo's been hurt, fucking banged up every other year. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Especially for Houston. Like,
wait, where did Oladipo went to the Rockets or the Cavs got someone too, right? Didn't it say?
Cavs got Jared Allen and Prince.
Yeah, how
Like, the
pissed are
Cavs
you
got
guys?
what, Andre
How
Drummond
pissed are
and
you
Jared
guys
Allen
guys,
now? Like,
man?
I'll
what's
say
going on in the
Jared
NBA?
Allen.
Like, who's running these teams?
It's fun. I was on my way here, and I'm like, damn. I'm looking at it again. And I was like, if I'm Jared Allen, I was like,
Pissed
I'm mad
off,
as hell.
dude.
I'm
Yeah,
leaving.
like, dude, I'm done playing. Get me to Europe at that point or something.
Yo,
Like,
I
yeah,
mean, look, I think Jared Allen
yeah. That's
deserves
he's
a
a
what.
little
good
bit
player,
more than
yeah.
he's
Like,
getting, though.
but
He
you go
kind
from
of
being on the best team in the East to being on the Cavs with Andre
Yeah,
Drummond.
man, sucks.
listen. That Cavs team, let's give Garland and Sexton a
They're
couple more
scrappy.
years.
They're
Those
scrappy.
two kids are good. I actually thought Cleveland missed on those two guys. They like that like last year together. They weren't
Yeah, but they were so young when they drafted them. They were like
right.
super young guys.
But again, if that's gonna be your backcourt, like, you got to guard, and who are they guarding at that size? They're both out there at the same time.
Not 6'10" Ben Simmons.
Well, not Kevin Durant, not James Harden, not
No,
Jason
I
Tatum or
mean,
Jalen Brown. You know. But, hey,
I mean, just kind of jumping out of the Sixers talk for a little bit. This was something that they just kept asking LeBron last night on his post game. Was about the whole COVID thing, and are they should they go back to a bubble? Should they have came out of a bubble this season? And I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, and it wasn't nowhere near maybe like 2 or 3 guys. Now they're up to 19. So there's 19 active players. There's been 4 games already postponed, and one guy gets it on the team that they played 3 days ago. Contact trace. So you guarded him for at least 4 minutes on that one. Now you're canceling this, and our bus isn't traveling there. And it's like, I mean, I get you have to take full precaution on it, but like the contact tracing people, uh, they're literally like they're studying film on like how often this guy was guarded and next to him on the court and
I
who
think
touched.
hockey's doing it the best way, honestly. Right? They're gonna come out and they're gonna do you play your division and that's it. Like, Canada teams only playing teams in Canada. Like the Flyers. Like, I'm not a huge hockey guy, but I'm told they got screwed because they got to play that their teams are the toughest division, and
Right, they got to go like double.
and that's what they got to go through. So, but I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. You're not traveling across the country. You kind of stay in an area. I mean, and at that point, like when you're talking about hockey, like if you were the Flyers, like all those 5 teams could all play in the same arena, could meet in the same arena, you know, or the same 2 arenas or something. Like that wouldn't be. I think the NBA. I mean, you could have gone that route. It would have been boring. Teams like everybody wants to see the matchups, but I don't know. I mean, it's gonna get crazy. Like baseball was crazy for a little while, right? Like they questioned what was gonna go on there, but
Yeah, I mean, the NBA had to know it was inevitable that this was going to happen. They put in all these strict rules, and now the players are there's backlash from the players. You know, you heard one player say, "Oh, they're not going to tell me what to do." Try to because the players are really supposed to play and literally just go home or go to a room and stay there. That's what they want them to do, and then the players
Right.
aren't doing it.
Well,
So it's kind of like it's I mean,
listen,
but the
I
players
sat there
sign up
last
for
night.
that, you know.
I
So
sat
the
there last
players got to
night,
abide by the rules.
but like now you're telling, and this is where it should be like, fuck you. You're making that much money.
Yeah, I
Do
mean it's
what they
tough
tell you to
both
do.
ways.
But then I'm
right.
sitting there, I'm like, well, listen, I don't make nowhere near as much money as they do. My governor is telling me to stay home, and any second I can get out to any. I'm there.
Yeah,
So like,
no, I
I
know
mean,
it's tough, but the players sign up for that. I mean that's in their agreement. That's in their in the union agreement. I mean they agree to it. I mean when it comes to the table, so
that's an illegal paycheck.
they know all this is
right.
coming.
That's just so. It's got to be so miserable. Like,
It is, but it's the world we live in. I mean, what are they gonna do?
But
Unless
eventually,
they
it's
change.
a level like Kyrie, where Kyrie doesn't even probably care about the paycheck coming in. I mean, he's probably got $100 million already banked. Like now,
Right.
he feels like, oh, I can do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. And like you'll run into that stuff, you know.
right.
Kind
Well,
of
that's what I
Harden
said.
too. Like Harden, like
Did they?
turned down 2 years, $100 million because he's got enough money.
Well,
go to the club. It didn't matter to him.
Kyrie is losing. Kyrie's losing almost
Yeah.
like
It's
like $400,000.
480,000 a game. And it's not that he's losing it. Well, it's not like he has to pay it. Like it's fine. It just gets he only gets like 86% of his check.
Yeah.
So you think about they're taking out 14%. That's 500,000 a game. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough to get around for basketball unless you limit the travel and keep these guys in the same spot. I mean,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do it.
the playoffs, they should do the bubble, honestly. The playoffs, they should do the bubble.
yeah, absolutely. They're gonna have to.
I said you should do a like a major market bubble, like because that's where we got into this last week. I mean, Christian, I don't know if you were listening, but I said now this will be fucked up. You go into the playoffs and the Sixers aren't allowed to have fans there, but you watch a team
like the NFL basically right now.
Whoever. I mean, say the finals, whoever. You see, some teams are allowed to have fans there, some aren't. So now you get home court advantage.
Which
You have
is
no
an advantage.
Now you go to the away games and they got fucking fans in there. And now it's already limited tickets. There's probably not gonna be one opposing team fan, and especially in the playoffs already in the NBA, places are wild.
Right.
They got that. That has to be like, I mean, the playoffs. That has to be either not like all or nothing. So if you're doing all, go let them play in Dallas. The Cowboys had fucking 20,000 fans in their stadium. Let them sit in the monster arena. Do NBA March Madness style where you put all the teams in the one fucking thing. You can have fans there and make it a big COVID weekend, and just hope that you get out.
You're gonna have to get the NBA players committee to agree to that. Like they're all gonna have to agree to that from the COVID rules. Like there might be guys who are like, nah, like if we got the fans coming in there, that many fans, like we're getting COVID. Like there might be people who are like nah to that, and there might be teams who are like no to that. So
well, they're playing in the stadiums with them throughout the year. Because the NBA isn't.
Yeah, but there's no fans right now.
There's no fans in the NBA right now.
There's not one fan in any stadium.
Not that I've seen.
No.
Because I was almost 1,000,000% sure that I
think some stadiums have family members, but that's it.
Yeah,
unless they're like player or team personnel, but they were sitting opposite.
There, but that's it.
They were sitting opposite of the bench where the courtside seats are, and they were paired.
Yeah, I haven't.
There's no fans. They said no fans right now.
So no fans in NBA. All right, then keep it like that the entire season, and you let them go. I mean, playoffs. Yeah, if you're going to play the regular season,
bubble in the playoffs.
You said to have it.
I said that you should have it. I mean, that's the safest way. It already worked for you. Like,
yeah.
If you're going through it all this year to get to play the season, like it's worth. Like, isn't it worth it to get a nice, clean playoffs in again where no one's got COVID? You don't have to worry about canceling the game. Like, because it's like God forbid, right? And you're in the finals and LeBron gets COVID. Like, it's just like, can we not play the game?
Why does Sean keep coming at you?
Well, it's not coming at me. He's coming at the show.
He goes like jots down what you say.
Yeah, he likes
marks it. Bubble cities: LA, Dallas, New York, Miami, all major markets. I mean, what's the point of this, though, Sean? I mean, I wish I could send him a link and have him come on. What's the point of a bubble city market? Are you bringing fans in there? Because like Christian was saying, the players, they haven't played in front of fans for 2 years, or almost 2 seasons. I mean, now they're just like, do we really need them for this year? Just get through it. Next year, we're back to normal. Limit COVID. But limit COVID, and I guess he's saying if it's too hard to seclude it into a bubble, like what they had to do in Disney or ESPN Disney World last year. Disneyland World. I don't know. I mean,
I think from what I've heard so far, I guess the plan honestly is to have the playoffs like play at your
at,
home arena.
at your home court.
Yeah.
Well, you said Sixers are promoting fucking.
Yeah, teams are promoting like stuff like over. I got the Sixers commercials between the games. I heard them saying season tickets next year, playoff tickets this year, call to reserve them. It's like, so hey, you never know. I mean, I remember like months ago, the Warriors even from California, and they were saying we want fans for the first game. Obviously, that's not happening, but these teams are pushing for fans. Like they need any revenue. Like what's going on in the NBA. They're talking about the expansion, adding 2 teams to help teams make more money. So when you talk about stuff like that, they need money. They want the fans in there.
I mean, I guess like I said, it's kind of easier with like football. You see, like national championship, they had however many fans in the stadium.
I mean, yeah, that's the way I look at it too. Like, why are they not playing?
It's one game,
yeah,
and you're done. Basketball, you got a 7-game series.
But Bama was like that all year. They had fans all year. SEC.
So I said, Cowboys had fucking 20,000 people. 3 NBA teams.
That's not a sports discussion.
What's that? Pooch, probably.
No, I haven't read the comments. I'm just saying that COVID. I mean, it's not a sports discussion.
It is when it cancels your fucking season.
No, yeah, you're right.
That was just. I've never gone back through. What was like our year last year, and going into all like the commentators when it like first came out, and like we're like Mark Cuban, like when it first hit, like his reaction, like he's looking at his phone. How the? It was like they can't do this.
Yeah,
you can't do this. He's like screaming at the thing after the game. It's like fucking terrible. I mean, if you're
sucks being a fan, man.
It sucks to be a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably go to 3 out of the 4 finals games last year.
No control.
Gotta get to my 4 rings. And now that's like, now I gotta have LeBron win a bubble year.
Put an asterisk around it for you.
These guys, Christian loves the asterisk LeBron.
Yep, love it.
Ridiculous. California.
No, he's been great, man. To be honest, him and AD.
What's that?
Him and AD have really been great, though. To be honest, like I do think the Nets can beat him. Like I think, like KD's coming for him. I think like that's what he needs. KD needs that. Head versus LeBron in the finals where he beats him.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. I don't know if we'll get it, but we'll see.
Ain't nobody. It's just, well, like I said,
they're gonna walk. I mean, I think the team that competes the best of them in the West is the Nuggets. Honestly, like I think the Joker's been the most. Like he looks good. Like he looks like he's in shape too. We talked about Embiid getting more in shape. Joker too, man. He's
is in shape.
And like last night, would he have 25, 11, and 8 or something? Like quietly, they just win. He just gets it done. Like he's awesome to watch from a basketball. Me as a basketball fan, love watching him.
And Jamal Murray is just an absolute fucking monster.
Mm-hmm.
That was my pick. The Nuggets Nets in the finals.
You went Nuggets?
I went Nuggets Nets.
Who did I go? I think I went. Did I go Celtics?
Oh no, we got to review the show. You didn't go
Celtics.
I don't think
Lakers. Paul definitely went Lakers.
I went Lakers Celtics.
Lakers Sixers Game 7. I'll tell you what. If that happens, I'll pull out all the money I can to get me and Paul there.
We gotta get Atlantic Sweetener to get the box seats.
Yeah.
Don't Atlantic Sweetener had that floor seat pass.
Courtside.
Yeah, that was good. We went to the one game, right? We sat right on the little Coors Light tent.
Yeah, me, you, Gary, Pierce. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, still got it. And something came up, whatever the hell it was. Like fucking Embiid, or who didn't play? Simmons didn't play.
I think Simmons and Embiid didn't play. Remember we went and saw Melo? Wasn't it like Carmelo Anthony was on the Knicks with Porzingis and then Saric and them? No, I don't think
that was a
while ago.
It's probably the last time we were allowed in the stadium.
Probably. Luka, another stellar performance so far tonight.
You're doing shows from your office, so dedicated to your job, your craft.
Paul, who's your MVP pick this year, right now?
my MVP pick this year, I picked Luka. But if we're doing a chain,
Would you stick to that pick right now?
it's not the hottest. He's still playing. He's playing great, but he's not like
I would stick to it. I think
he's playing good. He's just not flooding your Instagram feed with highlights. Maybe LeBron. I want to say LeBron. LeBron plays absolute. He had 24 in the first half yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't play the second half, right?
Goes inside, plays like 3 minutes in the third, doesn't take a shot, comes out in the fourth, gets the ball, boom, goes up, lays it up. His over is fucking 28. Takes him out. Don't play again the rest of the game. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck is go? It's the second time that happened to me. I said the other night, or
And AD too. AD gets his 20 and 10, and then he's done for the night.
They just blow or won't. I mean, both times it happened to me, they just start blowing these teams out. And they're like, all right,
yeah.
Now we'll do our load management. You're seeing that a lot. Like teams go up, and it's like,
yeah.
Usually
they're playing 5 games in 7 days now.
What's that?
The NBA, the teams are playing 5 days.
Yeah, they're playing back to back.
Like they're playing back to backs. Like
yeah,
every other day. Yeah. So, the rest factors is if people do want load management, it's more of there's more a case for it this year because they're playing too many games back to back to back.
And that's why the scoring's so up because ain't nobody playing defense.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to think you got to think even that practice for the game where you were scouting and stuff like that, it's not there. It's just a back to back, like just showing up. So
yeah,
I mean, little things too contribute to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to catch. What'd you have? Who was your MVP week 1 needs?
I had AD. Yeah.
And like there's just gonna be guys like you said.
It's so early in the season. It's so
right.
Early. I mean, Embiid's
got a chance.
Embiid's the top guy right now. Yeah. I mean, Embiid, he's playing so well.
Yeah, it was what Embiid, Steph, right? Steph was top 3. LeBron, Giannis.
Well, that was Paulie. That was your pick, right?
Steph? Jokic. No, Steph.
I thought Steph was your pick.
Quig might have stolen from me. But no, Steph. And then that was my hot take was Steph will win MVP. I said this last year. Okay. So Steph will win the MVP because nobody's on the team. He's going to go out there and he's going to put up fucking astronomical. But then he got hurt 3 weeks into it. Set the rest of the year out. And now he's doing it.
Yeah.
They got to make the playoffs though for him to win MVP. Like they got to be like a top 5 seed in the West.
Yeah,
you got Steph.
I don't know if they'll do that honestly.
Paul George. I mean, yeah, I guess Paul George. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to last the rest of the season.
And the Clippers are the forgotten team right now. Nobody's talking about the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
they got to prove it. No one's going to talk about it until they prove it.
Yeah.
They're not yeah, look at that. LeBron's up there, and Embiid and Jokic is probably number 1. Yep.
Yeah, Jokic, I think, is 2. Embiid and Jokic, right? 1 and 2.
I mean, right. Look at this fucking website I'm on. SportsKeed.com. Like I'm gonna listen to their fucking.
How incredible that is.
They give out the most recent fucking updates. That's what I'm gonna go with.
So right now,
we're in a group chat.
Right now,
and I said
Luka's the top for the regular season. Luka's is plus 480. He's the top guy.
Listen, I know how to.
What's Embiid?
Embiid is plus 1,000. So
really, I think that's good odds. I'll be on them Embiid odds because the Sixers can finish the top seed in the East.
They finished top seed in the East, and he's got 20. He's probably got to put up 28 and 12 at least.
13, yeah.
Durant's 700 and Steph is 750. James Harden plus 2,500 right now.
He's not going to win it after getting traded. No one. It's just not happening.
Well, it takes. Oh, Paulie.
1100.
1100. Yep.
See, you know what? He'll never win it again just because he doesn't. I think he is, and if he sat out there and killed himself, he could go and win it. But I don't think he's looking for MVPs right now.
Right now,
Which-
the Knicks are beating the Nets, 2015.
Is Durant playing tonight?
Run through a
Yeah.
quick update of what's happening tonight.
Dallas is up.
Then
Like I said,
our
another Luka's looking good.
hour's pretty much up. A lot of games on tonight. 3
Yeah.
games postponed. So that's what I absolutely hate seeing going into it. It's like 3 more games of action. My fantasy team's absolutely fucking horrible. I'm 0-3, about to be 0-4. It's just completely embarrassing. Dallas, Charlotte. All right, we got some games that are just about to tick off. Anything in the
Lakers, Thunder.
betting world that we like tonight?
I didn't really give it a look tonight, honestly. The Lakers,
Honestly,
I see.
maybe
Lakers are
Thunder
10
plus
and a half.
10.5 versus the Lakers at home. I don't know.
Thunder plus 10.5. You better get that in like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
That's the beauty with all this FanDuel and DraftKings. You're never late anymore.
yeah, you're really.
Nah,
not.
I mean everything's
Mine's the same.
live. You could just bet live all night.
Until they return the kick for a touchdown, and then you got to sit there and wait for like the other team to go back and score, so the line goes back down to where it was.
Yeah.
I saw Sacramento was plus 4 earlier. I would have took that.
Nobody gives the love to Julius Randle. Guys out here fucking almost averaging triple double.
Yeah, no, he's playing hard.
Well, the Blazers too. CJ McCollum's playing really well.
Yeah,
man.
really well.
I mean, they're a streaky team, man. They'll light you up. They'll light you up one night, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Nobody wants to see the Blazers in any 7-game series.
I heard something interesting yesterday. I heard I was watching the game and I was hearing how John Collins had complaints about Trae Young running the offense and what he was doing and playing with him. Did you hear that over there? I thought that was an interesting take.
No, I didn't hear that.
Who is
it was, and this is like openly about talking about Trae Young. I thought that was very interesting.
Disrespecting Trae Young.
But I mean Trae Young again shooting 28% from 3 this year. I mean, I get it. Maybe you're a little bit cold to start the year, but hey, the NBA, you got a lot of guys around you who can do a lot of stuff. So
John
I
Collins?
don't necessarily agree with the comments.
John Collins thinks Trae Young needs to get him the ball more.
Yeah.
Here's why that's no big deal. I'm not going to get into reading that now.
I thought they would be a playoff team this year. Like I thought they could sneak in the 8th spot. I don't know if they can.
Well, they still can. They still can. I mean, they started off at a good start. I mean, Trae Young's just a streaky player. I mean, he's just a gunner.
Right.
So I mean, it's going to happen. Oh, he must be talking. He must be talking to someone else. All right.
Yeah, I got the big boss here.
I got you. Big boss man's there. Oh,
But
so Boston's 7-3. Boston's in first in the East, and then the Sixers.
Was it?
I said Boston's in first in the East, and then the Sixers are second.
Gotcha.
But again, I mean, who do you think would be like the bottom 2 seeds in the East?
Yeah, that came out like, where were you at? Where'd you guys go? Anywhere nice? Right. It's here. Means.
Paul's.
Everybody all up in here.
Everybody's there.
It's over now. Oh, should be.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. I'll let them know where we're at. Big plug-in tonight.
Why now? Why now?
Trade them all, my boy Lehigh. He was into the talk and had no respect for his talk or backup words of the assistant coach.
Who's he talking about?
I don't know. I'm lost. That's right now. They're talking to me. Yeah, I don't know. I can't keep up. I got a little sidetracked there. Big sidetrack there. But yeah, no, I mean that's up for our hour. I'd love to keep going with you, but I'd also like to go home and play Warzone for the rest of the night. So we will be back hopefully, I believe next Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If Tony can make it. I gotta bust his balls. I mean, I call out.
Get your shots in while you can.
Couldn't do one shot. What do you got? 8? Where you going? Here we got this. He said he could. All right, Tony, no problem.
Biggest day of the year, biggest show of the year, and he missed it.
Yeah, I would have liked to hear. You kind of miss him.
Yeah.
I would like to hear his take. I'm sure we'll hear all about it next week because by next week I'm sure he'll be there and get a couple games under their belt.
Yeah.
Bring me on. We got Pooch bringing in some gun reviews. Maybe we'll do a sports box. I was gonna say archery, but it's not the same craft. We will think of a show. We get you and Robbie Bukowski on together. Maybe do cannons and guns and Rob and Pooch. That should be something. Like I said, we'll be back here next week. Christian, maybe we'll get you on again a couple times throughout the year.
Dude, whatever.
I will. We'll be in contact with everybody, and until then, I think it's going to be pretty interesting just to watch what this Brooklyn team's going to do, and we'll catch you guys next week.
See you next week, guys.
All right, see you.
Thank you for watching the Sports Box. Follow us on Facebook at Sports Box Show, Twitter at Sports Box Show, Instagram at The Sports Box Show. Find us on YouTube and Going Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our friends at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 points. See you next time.
Click out. Stop watching us. Show's over.